I talked to this guy on Reddit, Swig Addy VR, and he was having problems with his throttle. He says that when he gives it throttle and he lets go of it, the throttle cable seems to stick or bind inside the housing, and he's just wondering how he can fix this, if there's any way to break free and lubricate that cable. I have this old throttle assembly sitting here. Don't even know what this is off of, but this will suffice. So how you do this is you take your throttle cable, and usually there's a few adjustments right here. You're going to need to tighten all of these down in so there's as much play in your cable as possible, and you should be able to slide this cable off here like that, about that much. If you can't get it about that much so that you can move it around a little bit like that, you might need to remove the cable out of the slide of the carburetor. So that means removing these two screws right here, and of course taking that slide and removing the cable end out of it. And once you have that, just like so, you can slide the cable and expose it with the housing. Now, I have no clue why you would need to free the cable. I mean, if you are able to turn the throttle, you know, well, I mean, my helmet is snagging on it, but I mean, it should be pretty responsive and at least snap back. But if it's smooth in this motion and it doesn't snap back, that's not 100% the cable housing. It might be something with your spring in your carburetor. There should be a return spring in there. So, I mean, I would make sure that that return spring is in good condition and properly adjusted. I would make sure that your throttle cable is properly adjusted and all that stuff before actually messing with the cable itself and trying to put penetrating fluid in there. But if you've diagnosed a little bit and you are concerned that there is a lubrication issue with the cable, this is how you do it. So you expose the cable here. Now there's at least 3 different product that I use. If it's really stuck, I would use penetrating oil such as PB Blaster. WD-40 works about the same. Now for lubrication wise, this is after you use this. This is to break it free. Then lubrication, I would either use chain lube, but lithium grease works fantastic, phenomenally. You can also use 10W30 motor oil or whatever. But yeah, and get some of that in there. And then what you'll need to do is just work it back and forth like this. I mean, obviously I don't have 4 hands, but hang it up like that, squirt a little bit of that stuff in there, get it to seep down, work it like this while it's hanging like that. And depending on the length of the housing, you should see after a minute or 2 of doing that, you should see some of this stuff working its way to the end of there. And that's how you know that it has really gotten deep in there and your cable is properly lubricated. Now, why I'm a bit hesitant as to what you're using, PB Blaster, penetrating oil, and WD-40, it works good for penetration and for breaking free rust and deposits. But after that, you'll definitely want to head it with some of these lubrications because this is not a lubricant. If you use this and WD-40 and you keep it in there, it will destroy your housing and actually eventually start eating away at the cable itself. It's made out of petroleum. Petroleum-based is what most penetrating oils are made of. So that will do a little bit of harm to your housing and all that stuff, and eventually even make it worse. So definitely try to use lubricants after you break that cable free. So I hope this helps, and yeah, I'm actually enjoying these videos. I'm making more of these, of little tidbits of not really fully edited videos, just shorter videos of me explaining little fixes like this. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if this helped, please let me know. Thank you.